Good morning, beautiful. As promised, here I am live yet again in my house. So eventually you'll probably have seen my whole house, including my dogs. So, oh, sorry about the background. Anyways, so today my goal for you is to show you not only my linen closet and some of the tricks that I use in the linen closet, but also some alternatives that you might want to use. These I found to be really helpful. Let me turn off my halo. A lot of the times in my clients' homes, I find that the linen closet is kind of one of those neglected areas. Everybody sort of has an idea of what they want for it, but the reality becomes a bit of a problem. So I'm going to go into a little bit of some alternatives. Okay, ready for the big reveal? This is my linen closet. Now there are 3 people that live out of this closet, and this is our only linen closet. All of our sheets, all of our towels go in here. So we have to be a little minimal in our house because, as you can see, this thing is tiny. We live in one of those older homes, which I love, and it gives me some challenges. So here's my linen closet. As you can see, at the top, we have some of our overstock supplies. We've got sheets right here, towels, and at the very bottom, some more overstock. So I'm going to talk about each of these areas one by one and kind of how I made some of the decisions and some alternatives that there are. Since this is the only closet that has any space near any bathroom, all of our bathroom supplies also have to live in this closet. All of the ones that we're not actively using. So any of our overstock lives in here in addition to our linens. So I have my overstock bins. We have a rule where we're supposed to follow. Now, any of you who are married know that rules are really made to be broken and not necessarily by you. So our rule is we buy one more of something when it's almost out in the area that it's used. Now our reality is that there are times where we fall in love with a certain hand soap, and Jeff, God bless him, I love him, but he might go and buy 10 because they've discontinued it. And he wants to make sure that we don't run out. So, currently our overstock is very overstocked because I guess this is probably one of my favorite hand soaps too, so I can't complain too much, but it smells kind of like that great bubble gum. So we've got about 8 of them in here right now. But our overstock bin, as you can see, the rule is if it won't fit in the overstock bin, it does not fit at all, and it has to go. But everything is in here. All of our extra shampoos are in here, our extra wipes, our Q-tips, my extra loofah, because you never know when one's just a little bit too far gone. Extra toothbrushes, and it does not have to be nice and neat. Neat is not the goal of an overstock bin. Contained and an appropriate amount. That's the goal of an overstock bin. And your bin might be a different size than mine, depending on your space. But like I said, limited space, so we work with what we have. Also up here, I have, any of you who know me, my hair changes all the time. It's always red. That's the only thing that's a guarantee, but sometimes it's straight, sometimes it's curly. So that means I have extras. These are the hair tools for various hairstyles that I inevitably go back to as soon as I get rid of the tool. So things like the little blow drying brush for when I have my hair a little longer and straighter. I've got various size curling irons. I swing dance sometimes, so I've got the vintage wave, the finger curls. I've got all of that type of thing. But these magazine holders are great. I use one underneath the sink when I used to have actual storage under the sink. I used to use one to hold all of my extra appliances that I really used on a daily basis there. So magazine holders are your best friends for these types of things. There, so you see, it fits nicely, but it was hard to get in and out. That's okay, because one of my organizing principles is if it's hard to get in and out, that's fine, as long as it's something you don't use all the time. These, like I said, I only use these when I change my hairstyle to something different. So I pull it out and it becomes part of my active daily, but until then, my couple times a year that I pull it down, it's okay for it to be a little bit more difficult. And then in the middle is more overstock. These are my contact lenses because without them, I can't see you. I could almost not see you now because I need to go to the eye doctor. But that's just probably a little bit more than you ever wanted to know. Next row. These are our sheets. And I had a really good question from somebody of how many sheets to keep. Now, in our house, all of our beds are queen size beds. And we did that on purpose because it just makes it so much easier. There's no matching sheets to different size beds. We can all use the same sheets. Every once in a while, we might end up with little pink and purple heart sheets on our bed if we need to use Kayla's, but that's perfectly fine. We have 3 sets of sheets total. We've actually got 3 beds, one's a guest bed. 3 sets of sheets total, 2 active beds in the house. So this is it. We currently don't have a top sheet on one of our beds. So this is the top sheet to one of the beds that has the bottom sheet. And then this is our sheets that are our backup sheets. We like to trick ourselves into getting the sheets washed and back on the bed as soon as possible. So a lot of times we simply throw them in the washer and throw them back on the bed at the end of the night so that we don't have to worry about it. But if we ever need to stagger sheets for some reason, if there is an accident, if we have a guest, anything like that, they're right here. Now, with these sheets, I like to keep them nice and neat. I always try to keep the fold facing out, so if you want that sort of a Better Homes and Gardens look, then keep your fold facing out. But also, I use the top sheet, that flat sheet, to fold around the fitted sheet and the pillowcases. So this is a set, and it all stays together, and I don't have to at the last minute be looking for the various pieces. They're all in one spot, and it looks nice and neat because it's simply folded around. Another way to do this, if you have sheets that are not as active, is to stuff them inside of one of the pillowcases. So you just shove all of the pieces inside of one of the pillowcases that go with the set and wrap the pillowcase around, and it makes a nice little packet. And that's another really cute way. It takes a little bit more effort, so it's probably better for the sheets that you don't use as often, maybe the seasonal or special guest room sheets. But that makes it impossible to lose any parts of it when other people are in and out of the closet. And then pillowcases. I'm pretty sure pillowcases breed in the middle of the night when you're not looking. So these are one of those things like kitchen mugs that all of a sudden you realize you've got so many of them and you don't know where they came from. So I am kind of brutal about pillowcases. We have 4 pillows on our beds. So we do need 2 more than come with the sheet set. So that's what these are. These are our extra pillowcases, and I don't allow more than 4 extras because otherwise they'll take over my world, and this closet does not have enough space for my world to be taken over. Now, as far as how many sheets you should have for each bed, we got that question from Jonda, and I appreciate that question because I hear it a lot, and I don't always think about telling people. So please ask questions. I will forget. But it's up to you, really. It depends on your space, and it depends on your habits that you want to have. So like I said, for my habits, I like to make sure that I get those sheets washed and back on the bed, so I specifically choose to have fewer sheets. You can have more sheets, just make sure that you're actively using them. If you find that there are sheets that are just sitting in that linen closet for a long time and you're not getting around to using them, those are probably too much. So let go of those. But you might want to have 2 sets of sheets per bed. If you have somebody who might be a little bit older and you're caring for them, you're in a caregiver situation, you probably need more sheets because you're probably changing them more often, or very young kids. So look at your situation. But in a perfect world, you would have either 1 set of sheets for the bed or 2 sets of sheets for each bed, depending on what your habits are. Then going down here, I have my towels. Now, we have deep, deep closets. So these deep closets make it difficult to do that nice fold on the edge. So I have to go with the double folded side because these are folded so they're really deep in order to reduce the amount of space up and have extra. We do go through extra hand towels and towels. And we have our bath mats. There's only 4 in the house. So when 2 are being washed, the other 2 come down. And then we've got our towels and washcloths. Again, washcloths, you really probably don't use as many as you think you do. So keep an eye on how many you're actually using between laundry days and limit it to that. Then we have our beach towels down towards the bottom. So these are all of our beach towels. And we do with a 7-year-old who is a fish. She cannot stay out of the water for the life of her. We do use these a lot. So these are one of those things where when they go into the wash, they try to get washed and put back as soon as possible because we simply don't have the space to keep a whole lot of them, but we do use them a lot. So that's one of those things where we had to adjust the habit to fit the space rather than vice versa. Even though it would be a whole lot easier to have twice this many beach towels, it's just not practical in the house. We would have to give up space for something else. Then we have all of our paper goods. This is also the only spot in the house for our bathroom and extra kitchen paper goods. So we've got our Kleenex and our toilet paper and our paper towels. And we do buy these in somewhat of bulk, but I use Amazon Prime instead of going somewhere like Costco because then I can order just the amount that I need and I don't have this huge pile to keep using. We just order as we need them, or I've got the subscription and what I know that we use each month automatically arrives and I can just supplement if needed. But then we don't have way too much because again, this house has almost no closet space. So we have to work with what we've got. Another thing to consider, this is Florida, so there are times where there might be roaches or something like that. Whenever there is an issue, you might just want to put them in a plastic bin if you're worried about that. And those, if you just look on, again, Amazon, I love it. You could just search for the size that you need, measure your size closet, and use that size bin for that bottom. Make sure to measure the doorway, not the actual closet, or else you won't be able to get it in when it arrives. I've seen that happen where it's the perfect size for the space, but you can't get it in, so it's no longer useful. So that is my linen closet. Now, not everybody is lucky enough to have a linen closet, or they might want to store their linens differently or have more of them. Oh, sorry, my dog's here. That's okay. There are a lot of alternatives for the linen closet. One alternative that I've used is to store each bed's sheets in their bedroom. And it could either go in the closet, it could go under the bed in a specific bin, or I've even done where if you have one set of sheets on the bed, the other set of sheets can be kind of tucked between the mattresses. If you're absolutely out of space, then that's a great easy way. Just pull up the mattress, shove the flat, the fitted, the pillowcases right in between the two mattresses, and you'll be all set. It makes it a lot easier. And then also seasonal sheets. Now the seasonal, like the flannel sheets, we don't really need a whole lot of those here in Florida, but up north, they're amazing. So seasonal sheets, I tend to use those by keeping them in with my Halloween things. That way, as the weather gets cooler, I'm gonna open my Halloween bin, and that reminds me to pull out some of those seasonal items. So my seasonal sheets would probably live in with my seasonal decorations. But yeah, so these types of tips, I hope you're enjoying them. I'd love to hear your feedback on anything else that you would like to hear, or anything that I might have missed. And these are for the DIY people. And I love you people. You guys are fun. You're great conversationalists, and I could talk for hours about organizing. Now, also for the DIY type, I don't know if you've noticed, but I have the virtual idea sessions. Now, this is a chance for you to hop on with me one-on-one privately on Skype or FaceTime. And then we can do a session about your home. We walk through your home virtually, and I give you all sorts of ideas that fit your lifestyle. It's a conversation with specific actionable tips that you can then use for the DIY person. Also, I hope that you get a chance to check out my blog. We have the Father's Day, we've got geeky Father's Day gifts, but if you don't have time to get those ordered, we also have some really free, fun Father's Day gifts that will also make mom happy because they tend to organize and make mom's life a little bit easier too. Great to come from the kids. And then also, if you saw last week, we did the coffee stations. Well, I think today on the blog, we'll pop up the coffee stations with even more ideas and some more photos. So I hope you get a chance to join me at sparkorganizing.com on the blog, here on Facebook, and I look forward to talking to you later. I hope you have a wonderful day. I love you so much, and I look forward to speaking with you. Have a great one.